Welcome to today's collective reading. These readings are timeless. I will be doing the reading based around the elements, pulling in divine guidance, as well as the receptive and assertive energies within the messages. I use receptive in place of feminine and assertive in place of masculine. This takes away from the distraction of trying to attach an energy to a male in your life or a female in your life. It allows you to identify what's going on within and how it's reflected outside of you, within others, within situations, dynamics. To work within is to see change without. All right, let's see what we have for the collective and the placement of Earth. What is stable? What is consistent? What are you observing? What is it in your life right now that you're realizing is a part of you that is not going anywhere, that is not just something you're curious about or is consistently being brought to your attention, but you're beginning to feel a passion for? It's persistence. And that is that by your very nature, in your presence in an environment, you bring your own unique energy to it. In this way, you are leading the change that you see in the world around you. In the assertive energy present here, there's this needing of a confirmation of, or a validation almost, that you're ready for this. You're ready to own this. You're ready to accept this. That you are co-creating. It's not just you creating. That it's a collaboration, a coming together of that. Thus the validation. So you're looking for some kind of affirmation. And you're moving forward in this in a very balanced, thoughtful, passionate way, but you've done your shadow work. You have done your shadow work. There's just always a little bit more. It's part of living life. As you move through different stages, different aspects of you come to the surface. As you encounter different people, different parts of you come to light. People give you pieces of yourself you didn't know you didn't have because of the interaction, and you give them a piece of them back. It's a very basic, rudimentary way of explaining what really a soul contract can be. It could be something very, fleeting. It could be something that ends up becoming a lifetime contract. And then you have many different things about yourself to learn, to receive, to come to light, and then also to help the other discover and know and receive parts of themselves. So what is it that the collective needs to really understand about this message in Earth? From more of the receptive aspect, what are they being called to be more receptive to acknowledge? I know there was the want for a affirmation, a validation, a confirmation. And receptively, you are looking for that signal. You are waiting for that signal. You are manifesting that signal. You have elements of all the other elements. You have air present here. You have fire. But within all of that, the culmination of all the elements coming together is spirit, soul, the fifth element, the divine within you, the co-creation. You are balanced between the assertive and receptive energies. And the invitation to roll the dice, to see what happens, to take that chance, because you have found this balance. Many either never do find this in their lifetime, or it takes many, many lifetimes to find this inner state of balance within these energies that are experienced internally and projected outside and reflected back to you in many different ways. You're balanced. So roll those dice, see what happens. You might just find yourself somewhere you never thought you'd be, and incredibly happy. A new environment. So what do we have for the element of air for guidance for the collective? To know. Ooh, matrix immediately popped out. Matrix. So you've been observed, if you've been going through this process of the matrix or the maze. You've had support, you've had guidance, you've had individuals in your life, events that have forced you to stop, turn around, and go back a bit to take a different turn. Even if you didn't understand, you have found the middle, and you've retrieved what you were looking to find there, what your journey was all about, and you're on your way back out. You're knowing now that you're meant to share this with others. And even if it positively affects someone's life in a very profound way. Oh, wow. Yeah, very abundant. That particular card did like cartwheels coming out of the deck there. Very abundant. Yeah, you have a lot to share with the world. And you know this assertively. As you're on your way out, you see confirmation of it everywhere you go. You may be at that threshold, that last step before you leave the matrix or the maze, the labyrinth, where you're hesitating to leave this place that you spent so much of your time because you just don't know what's outside of it. Thus, the invitation, and what is solid, what is stable, is that you're balanced. You've spent so much time learning about all the illusions, learning about all the deceptions, that you're open to more light being present. And that can only be found outside of this space of teaching, learning, challenge. You're ready. In some ways, it's a graduation, because you do not need outside to validate you. You know who you are. You know your worth, and you don't measure it based upon what others value. You have your own standards that you measure your joy, your happiness, your abundance upon. And mainly that is your connection to divine, to love, to light, to truth. And being able to see through the illusion, to almost elevate above it, to levitate above it. This in and of itself, how you achieved this, the logic that brought you here, the healing that allowed you to get from, starting this journey to the center of the labyrinth, to finding your way all the way back out, having retrieved what you got in the middle. That connection, that those gifts, those abilities, that wisdom. This is something that is unique to you in the world. The world will really benefit in love and abundance, to support the love, Okay, and moving into the element of fire. What does the collective need to know about will? Oh, we got quite a bit that came out there. Just one, maybe two. Fire stands for your will, what you're passionate about, what you desire, what you're focused, so incredibly focused on bringing into the world, creating, almost to the point of tunnel vision. You have a set mind, space, place, achievement in mind. So where does the collective desire to go? That's beautiful. So at this point, you're recognizing that your greatest desire, your will to focus on this is at this point in your journey of manifesting. You are challenging yourself to become your own best friend, your own greatest companion, to nurture not just your mind and your heart and your spirituality, but your body, because it is your temple. It is the space that the divine aspect of you, life, consciousness, awareness, resides within and experiences and observes through. To take care of this vessel, this body, your health, what you eat, regular routines to help your brain chemistry be really balanced, to set your sleep cycle, your circadian rhythm, to have a regular routine when it comes to exercising and working on transmuting and healing your body through these means of physically supporting yourself better. This is something that at one point you were probably in a very dark place with this, where you weren't sure if this was something you'd ever be able to realize. But you know it's possible right now. It's more than possible. You can achieve it. So you desire this, but it's also assertive. The assertive energy is really pointing out that you have this opportunity, and you know you do, and you need to be protective of it. You need to be strict with yourself and with those around you, because you'll be tempted to be distracted from it, to redirect your energy, to, maybe hang out with some friends for 4 or 5 hours past when you would need to go to bed. Now, there's a time and a place to kind of fudge those boundaries, but right now it's very muchly something that you desire, because it leads to a future of less burden, a longer life with less pain, less health issues, more opportunities because you're more mobile. A lot of people deal with chronic pain. And when a body in motion stays in motion, it's the same for the opposite. A body that stops moving loses the ability to move. It stops being in motion. So assertively, you know that this is a chance that you have right now to take this and run with it and enjoy being in your physical form, taking care of your body, nurturing your body, so that you can spend more of your time, your mental energy, not coping with the pain or the issues that come with not having nurtured your physical form, your temple, taken care of it, and be able to give more of yourself to this abundance that you are bringing into the world, this gift that you are sharing, that you carry. And this gift can be simply just yourself. It could be art, it could be music, it could be a new invention, it could be a lot of different things. You know what makes your happiness just soar within you. You know what is divinely guided to you consistently, what you're constantly being brought back to. The receptive aspects here is You have an old routine, an old way of being before you felt this shift, before you started this journey. And there are parts of that way of being that you're really comfortable with, that you rather enjoy, that feel soothing to you. Oh, excuse me. They may not be compatible with the world that you're moving into, though. The world that you have co-created. And there'll be a period of adjustment, and that inner critical aspect where, say, you're in pain, or you're frustrated, or you didn't sleep very well, or you stayed up, more than you should a couple nights in a row. That inner critical voice can be very demeaning, or it could be firm, but not demeaning. How would you like to basically parent yourself? That dialogue, the words, the way you speak to yourself in these moments where you're making this adjustment to a different lifestyle, a different way of being, of taking more care of your body and really parenting yourself, being your own mother, your own father to yourself. How would you like that tone to be? And be open to not having the tone that someone who raised you had with you. Create a nicer, more nurturing, more loving, more grounded way of speaking to yourself as you move through this. Because it will only add to the momentum. It'll only feed what you are seeking to create with the actions that you're taking. If you're really hard on yourself, you'll possibly become overwhelmed by the expectations that you place and lose your momentum. So there's the invitation to have an attitude of compassion with yourself, of empathy, but to remain firm with this, with your goals, to remind yourself, to bring your mind back to what you're seeking to achieve with these changes, to support yourself in going into your future so that you can live a longer, fuller life for as long as possible and enjoy as much of it as you possibly can. It requires you to take care of that temple, your physical form, to nurture it, to enjoy it, to give it love. It works all day, every day, taking care of you it never stops, never stops. So to give it the building blocks it needs to do that, but more efficiently, better, will only bring more positive energy into your life and support your physical form in handling more energy, in transmuting more energy, and interacting with more individuals, more situations, more dynamics, and raising your vibration so you can interact with higher dimensions, if you will, have clear communication with your guides, with yourself through different times, with your higher self. It only stands to benefit you to take good care of your physical form because it takes care of you back. In the element of water, we are going to be focusing more on what your intuition is speaking to, what you're feeling, emotion. What is the state of your inner waters, if you will? This is really highlighting all the different new beginnings, possibilities, things that you see that could possibly be, and not necessarily crossing these options off as soon as they come to you, remaining open to that, developing what you think or feel about these possible new opportunities, new beginnings. How do you feel about the new beginning here or the new beginning there? To really look at that, to evaluate it and revisit it from time to time. What is the state of your mind as you move from thinking about what one future could look like versus another, given these opportunities and how they could impact you? Assertively, you know that you set the only standard that you're really going to value when it comes to whether or not you decide something is going to be something you choose to pursue. Something that you give your time, your energy, your focus to. You set that standard. In doing this, in co-creation with divine, balanced as you are within the masculine, feminine, assertive, receptive energies within yourself, there's a reason that I was guided to use the gendered terms there. There may be a dynamic present in the physical with a male or a female that is coming to mind for some of the collective at this time, at this point in this reading, because I have an inverted Three of Swords here in the assertive energy, owning that you judge yourself based upon your own standards and not someone else's as you're moving into the new beginnings and deciding which one you want to give your energy, your time to, not necessarily closing them off, evaluating them, setting them back where they are, and when they come back around, seeing if you have a little more information on it now, new judgments, new feelings, thoughts, how have they developed since the last time they came back to you? And this could be pathways in your future. It could be a new education path, a business that you're starting. And in and amongst all of it, as it is all interwoven, our lives are very complex. There could be relationships that change and shift and adjust between family, friends, and even romantic interests, as you're also making decisions about where you move to, where you go to school, what job you decide you want to pursue, if you want to work from home. Every decision affects every other aspect of your creation, and you're choosing based upon what you think is best for you, because you set that standard, that expectation. This allows that broken heart to be something that is not upright. It's the opposite. It reverses the broken-hearted state. And this is because you're receptive to the concept that you are in co-creation with the universe. And the universe is in a relationship with you in this dynamic of creating the world around you and within you. That when you move, the world moves. And when the world moves, you move. You're dancing. You're dancing. You are open to a lot of this information coming through as well. There's a lot of downloads coming to you as you move through these different new beginnings, these new paths that you could take, these choices. There's a lot of information to come through, and you're receptive to that. But you're only receptive to a specific level of vibration coming through. It must be balanced. It must be balanced, and it must be cohesive. And it must be from your higher self. Your higher self is closer to the divine, and thus is able to channel more clearly, more of this divine energy to be able to reach you. There's also an element of time travel present here. So your higher self can also be present and interacting from within your future self, be it another life. It could be, a couple years from now. You're not necessarily separate. You're experiencing that there is not really a separation between you and your higher self and your future self. You're working with all of yourself to manifest the best future for yourself, the most abundant, the most happy, the most full of love. And it's because you know that whatever it was that you retrieved at the center of this labyrinth or this maze is meant to be shared. And that requires you to be in a state for it to reach the most, to have the greatest impact, to even be presented with the firmest foundation to be received in the clearest way possible. For you to be in a state of your highest timeline, in other words. Now, that can be open to interpretation by others around you because they can consider another timeline for you your highest timeline because it benefits them more. It's not about them. That is why, the Queen of Cups, or the Queen of, interesting, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles showed up here. You're abundant in your own right. You don't have to wait for someone else to give you the go-ahead to know what's best for you. You already know. You make that call. You make that decision. You choose what you give to. So others may have their agenda, but come the end of the day, you know that your happiness, your balance, your abundance, because you're happy, is the greatest gift that you could give to the world, to everyone around you, is your happiness. So you cannot base, and you've chosen not to. You have chosen and owned not to base what your highest timeline is upon what others desire, want. You've chosen to own what you desire, what you want, that you are the expert on you. And to co-create from that perspective, because it does benefit everyone around you for you to be in your happiest state. They may not be able to see it because they're looking at it from their perspective, but you do. No one can look at you and see you and understand you like you. And no one can be in the relationship that you have with divine other than you. It is yours. This is really a lot about self-empowerment and being able to show the way to that. And have it come down to the greatest gift that we can give others is to be happy. So what makes you happy? Once you figure that out, how do you get from point A to point B? If it's something that you want to create, if there's a change that needs to be made, co-creating that. And you do have to take steps towards this. You must begin the journey in the direction. So if you're hiding in hermit mode and you're not giving to anything, you're not going to be able to manifest. You're going to have to take some steps that maybe you're a little, uncomfortable with. Roll those dice and take the chance because you are balanced. You are in co-creation. Take the leap and the net will appear is very poignant. So I'm going to grab a couple of overall oracle cards here as well for the collective. Ooh. You have endless possibilities before you in this co-creative state. That there's this meeting between the soul, the body, the 5D, and the 3D because you have made a heartfelt wish, a pure, heartfelt wish to the universe, to divine, possibly when you were very young. And this is part of that wish fulfillment. It's first to love the self before you can love another. As you take this chance, you roll the dice, and you have the knowing that when you take the leap, the net will appear. You're basically uncaging yourself from the safety, the restrictions, the wall, the cage that you built around yourself, separating yourself from all the things that scared you, made you feel anxiety. At one point, you have radically transformed while in this space. And it's time to share yourself once more, to be that burning, bright, passionate fire as you chase after what makes you happy, as you pursue this, as you pursue your new beginnings and you co-create that change. You're willing to release anything that holds you back, anything that takes away from that positive expansion of your energy. And that is a very passionate state to lead from, a very beautiful space to lead from. I have one more clarifier, one more oracle. It speaks really to what it is that the collective is pursuing. Peace. Deep connection to divine, the universe. And an expansion of consciousness, harvest, wisdom. And that you're not alone. You're not alone. There are many others like you out there, just waiting for you to show. Just waiting for you to come to the party. Join the flock. They know you're there. They know you're present. They can feel you, even if it's only in the 5D and they may not be aware in the 3. To take this chance to roll the dice, to choose the new beginning that you desire the most, that you have been co-creating this whole time, is to move towards everything you've longed for. So why not? Why not? Thank you very much for being present and co-creating this collective reading with me. Namaste.